Welcome to the Art of Hitting channel. Today we have a good one for you. We got Dave Velasguez. Yes, Dave Velasguez, the bat guru, does all the bat checks, and now he's actually working with Short Porch. He's got his own bat. Ran into him in Vegas, and let's listen to Dave talk about his bat.
This is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us.
Folks, my day is made today because I ran into my man Dave Velasguez, the famous Dave Velasguez, the bat guru. And not only is he a bat guru, now he has his own bat. And I'd like you to tell us about it, Dave.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Ed. I've always watched your podcast. I've always watched everything that you do. And I love what you're doing for the older seniors and actually talking to them. And I actually, every time you put a video out, I always look at it. Guys, if you are ever on Facebook or YouTube, go to Rose and get on his podcast, subscribe to it. And I was actually talking to him a little story too that we're going to talk about later on, but about the overlap grip, like he was talking about the overlap grip.
Let's say that, but let's talk about this bat that you designed, because I'm told you designed this yourself, right?
I actually, whenever I came over to Short Porch, the one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to design my own bat, because I've been talking about it for 15 years, and I wanted to put into something that not really was a foo-foo bat or a pretty bat. I wanted to do like a war club or something like that, where people can go out and just hit with and don't have too much to do with anything like the barrel, anything like the handle. Like if you guys look, I'm gonna start from the bottom, go to the top. If you guys look, I don't have anything. It's actually bare because I got tired of pulling it off and actually having all that stickum stuff on and sit there and have to peel that off, because I think the less weight on a hand is better, and a better flex on a handle is better too. So whenever you get bat tape, and if I would put bat tape on this bat, it would be weighted different if you guys picked it up and actually started using it and then take bat tape off. For one reason, they put bat tape all the way up to here. I think that hampers the flex of the handle. So the one thing I wanted to do to you guys is, the way I do our reviews, I want it to be the same thing as when you picked it up and were swinging it, and get this performance out of the barrel because of the hand weight. So what I did was, and I've always preached this in the past, is always get your, if you always get your bat tape all the way up to here, one wrap of bat tape, because I believe back in the baseball days.
It's about the two hands, right?
Yes.
You put your two hands on the bat. Almost where that white
here. You would go wherever the top hand ends at.
Yeah, on your bat right there. So you actually always got to kind of take your hand off there. You got to kind of mark, because that's where the paint ends.
Yes.
Right in there. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when I tape it, I kind of go around. I do the bottom tape, because I actually think when I put tape on the knob, because I do hold a finger, this is another thing too. I actually think I can get a little bit of torque on it, on that bottom, because I do spray all of this with
the tape. And I think I saw you do one on that a year or so ago.
On how to tape a bat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm a big believer in that. And I think Dave Reed was the guy that got me into the tape length. And I never realized how much that mattered, but it does matter.
Yeah, Davey came down and hit with us one year, and he did the same thing.
Yeah.
He actually didn't have a lot of tape on.
Yeah, he's big on that. He got me into that year.
And I've actually tested this on bats in the past, where I will tape that handle all the way up to the connection on a two-piece, and I found out that I can restrict the flex of that handle.
Yeah, that's what it does exactly.
Yeah. Put tape.
That's why you don't.
You
don't want to tape it any higher than that right there.
So instead of, here, let me do this as an example. So when you go and buy a bat like this, I didn't want any tape on it, because the more tape you have, especially with this kind of tape, it adds 7/10 of an ounce to the hands. So my belief was, plus look at that, it restricts the flex here. So I'm a firm believer in flex.
You're absolutely straight on. I mean, you're the expert, but I'm backing up the expert.
The thinner the handle, the more whip you get too.
The thinner handle, the more bat speed you get.
Well,
that's like baseball.
And the thinner handle,
yeah.
The bat end is going to come around.
I learned that in the '70s by reading books on a handle or tape. If you got that big old, you can't generate enough bat speed. That's almost like having a golf club. You know how thin that is? you can actually whack and get it through too. But every handle needs flex. That's another thing too. If you got tape all the way up to here, you're restricting the performance of the bat.
See, I got guys in my club, and one particular, and he builds up the end of the bat. And I'm telling you, you're taking away the function of the bat because you're bouncing it more rather than being an end load.
100%. You're actually turning your end-loaded bat into a balance bat. Now, every bat company is actually out there different. Some will load the hand weight to take restriction off the barrel to actually make the barrel last a little longer for you. So what you're doing is they call it an end load, but you're restricting the performance of the barrel when you add the hand weight. So I've learned that a long time ago, and that's what I wanted to do with this bat is I wanted to. This is what I'm teaching. I'm not going to sit there and put big hand weight on it and expect it to perform. I wanted this bat to perform right when you picked it up from the bench.
Let me break in just for a minute because I think that you did something with that bat that I thought I knew everything about bats myself. But the idea that you taking the graphics off the barrel, tell us about that. I thought that's brilliant.
There's purposes. There's 3 different purposes I think why I did this. One of them was if you watch my shows for the last 15 years, you always hear me saying the more crap you have on your barrel, it restricts the flex. There is a couple, and I've done research on this, and I've actually tested this. There are bat companies out there who put tackified.
Yeah, Dudley does that.
Dudley did it back in the day, and it worked, right? But for some reason, nobody makes that same resin or that same idea texture that Dudley did. So what they're starting to put is this stuff that really restricts it. Now, the reason I know that, because I've actually taken those in the past 15 years and I sanded them down, I got better performance on it and got better trampoline effect on a bigger sweet spot. So what I wanted to do, because I think when you put, because the way they do this is they put a primer down, and then what they do is they'll come in there and they'll put decals on it after they paint it and do a clear coat on the top of it. Well, that's restricting barrel flex. Now, this is an idea.
The clear coat that goes over it, or because of the stickers they put in?
Both. And I'm a firm believer, and I've actually talked to other bat manufacturers out this. If you have a shiny barrel, the actually matted barrel performs better on bats being batted.
Say that again.
Okay, if you have a clear coat, a lot of the clear coats are actually shiny. What we have done the last 15 years, we figured out that you got better performance. Like if you took 2 of my bats and you put a clear coat on one with a shiny finish and you put a matte on the other one, you actually get better performance on the matte because it grabs the ball a little bit better. Only on a matte, it grabs the ball a little bit better. Clear coat won't. It won't make that spin.
So that's a matte?
This is a matte.
Okay. It's a brilliant idea.
So that was back a long time ago. And the reason is because I would sand them down and I'd test them, and see what kind of performance to test the bro science on the theory. So I found out that, and this is proven because I had a bat the other day that was my gamer. It lost so much compression, got down to 160, and I had 650 swings on it. But the striations, when you get a bat that breaks in, you'll get striations in the paint or whatever. Mine was all the way up to here. So that's theory that I actually said, okay, it's working, because never have I did a review on a bat that I got striations all in here, all the way down to the curve.
Most of them were shorter.
Have you had that tested at all? I mean, have you taken it out? What's the response off the bat?
Very forgiving. A lot of people don't understand. When you any bat that you grab, when you start hitting it, it's going to be not forgiving, because you'll start breaking it in right here, because that's where the impact is, right? So you start breaking it in right here, and then the more you hit it, the more it starts to get out right here. So they talk about sweet spots. It's got a big sweet spot on it. Well, short porch has one of the biggest sweet spots that you can actually have, because mine comes out to right here. How do I know that?
That's a big sweet
because
spot.
I can see it. So what the barrel does for you, because it's a white barrel, you take it out and you hit it. So if you hit it, you go, is it broke in or not? Well, on my bat, all you got to do is look at the striations, because they're easy to see because it's got a white barrel. It doesn't have graphics on it. It's very hard to see striations in a graphic because it's too thick. You can't see how deep they are. But with my bat, you can see them starting off right here within 100, 150 swings. You'll see them starting off right here, and then they'll start getting out and out and out. And once they get out to about right here, they'll go further. But once they get out to about right here, you'll see the striations in it. It's ready to go.
So what weights do they come in?
They come in 25s, which are sold out, 26s, which they have about 13 left, And 27s, they got a few left, 13, 14 left of those, and 28s. We're done with the 28s.
So
We don't have any
what's the
25s.
load in that baby?
It's it's less than it's more than a half ounce. They say half ounce.
So it's not a full ounce.
It's not a full ounce in load. It's like a 3/4 ounce, maybe a little bit less. I like a little bit more ass. You know, it's got, this is a 20, I'm gonna tell you what a 26 ounce, because it's mine. It's got 17 on the end on the 26 ounce, and it's got 8.5 on the hands. I don't want to get too light in the hands because I think you lose control because it's got a barrel drop on it when you're swinging it. You'll have great control. That's another thing too, guys. When you pick up a bat, if you're kind of see how a bat performs, don't judge on the first 5 swings because you're going to be really strong. Keep hitting it, and you'll find out if your bat's too heavy for you, you'll have barrel drop. So you'll hit the ball a lot. Go down a little lighter, you know, if it's with any bat that we have.
So you
go
get
down
on
a little
top
lighter.
of it more.
So you get, yeah. Another thing too, the way to flex, and I'll keep on telling people this too. A lot of people talk about flex handle, and don't listen to people when they talk about flex handle. Try it on, because everybody, you got big guys can flex the hell out of a handle. The way to tell if you got a flexy handle, because how do I tell? That's the question that I was asked a lot of times. You'll find out that whenever you, on an inside pitch, if you turn on it, and a lot of you guys push that top hand, you'll find out you'll go over the top, not on the bottom. You won't hit fly balls if you got a flexi handle. You'll come over the top of that bat and hit those easy rollers to third base on an inside pitch because you're trying to torque up. A lot of people try to get that bat hit around on the inside pitch because they don't want to miss it, right? They just torque it a little bit better or open up your hips a little bit better. That's where you get handle flex. If you grab a bat, mine is a little bit stiffer handle than average, but if you grab a bat and you say it might be too flexy for you, you don't know, that one especially, if you don't know, you'll turn it, and it'll actually come over right over the top of that bat. Another thing too, if you flex, like I said, if your handle is too flexy and you already bought the bat, tape it up higher. It'll restrict the flex of the handle.
Well, let's segue into, give me the recap, just say, where can we get this? What, you know, obviously short porch.
Short porch.
I want to get into our hand thing.
They're at Big League Dream. They're on the website. Short Porch baseballcompany.com. You can go up there and pick them up. We have some that's here, but we're going to be sold out by the end of this tournament. We'll be sold out of them because we've already sold so many of them.
Okay, Dave, see you in a minute.
Well, thanks, Dave. I hope you enjoyed that. Please hit subscribe and let us know what you think. And remember, it's all free.